Welcome to the fucking shipyard. This is sometimes a stream is just three people.
Yay.
This is
There you go. I am one of those three people.
yeah, it's Goggles the Bob, noted Sonic the Hedgehog character.
I mean, like, I've never really put much thought into which animal I would be if I lived in the Sonic the Hedgehog universe.
I'm gonna think real hard about it, and I have assigned you Jerboa.
Oh.
I'm going to have to look that up.
They're cute little things. They're moppets.
I love Jerboas.
Yeah, I can live with that.
They are. I did not assign you a garbage animal. I'm being honest with you.
Hey, I just got
I mean,
this
I
line.
really would like to see the Sonic the Hedgehog universe introduce like a capybara or something, like just something not known for its speed.
I don't think hedgehogs in real life are known for their speed.
They are now, though.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with, like, if you made a Sonic the Hedgehog universe capybara, it's gonna become a fast thing.
I
God.
mean, more or less, Sonic the Hedgehog was chosen because it can roll into a ball. Like, that was the concept, right?
I don't think they thought that hard about it.
there have been explanations on, like, the various animals.
Yeah, but a lot of them came from, like, Yuji Naka, who's a known liar.
Fair. Yeah, literally a convicted liar.
Like went to jail for his known, like, for the lies told, in this case relating to finance.
Good job, man.
He would lie about a hedgehog as need be. Oh,
Mr. My favorite thing about the success of Sonic was the Happy Meal toys.
Go on.
That is like that was when he was most proud, when they became Happy Meal toys.
I will always tell the story
What was that?
that according to the Sonic Encyclopedia,
Awful.
the reason the level select code in the first game is so easy is because the composer wanted to be able to actually hear his songs in the game, but was terrible at the game. So it was like,
That makes two of us. Join the club.
all you have to do is press up, down, left, right, hold down A, and press start. Then you can go to any level. It'll be fine.
And then in like 3, it's nearly impossible because there's like just a bunch of frames where buttons aren't registered.
Yeah, well, by that time, it was just kind of like, I'll have somebody play the game for me. It's popular.
I can't believe Michael Jackson and Brad Buxer didn't give a shit. And by Michael Jackson and Brad Buxer, I mean just Brad Buxer.
Come to think of it, like, for all the reporting that has ever existed on Michael Jackson, was he ever actually any good at video games?
There's no reason to believe that he cared about video games for any reason other than as a way to lure in children.
That's horrifying.
Like, I'm just saying, we don't really have a lot of, like, statements to the contrary.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's just, he is one of the few celebrities from that era that distinctly got a game of his own. 2 of them, if memory serves.
Michael Jackson's Moonwalker and Michael Jackson's Moonwalker in the arcade, which are very different games.
Yes.
But, like, again, like, we also have to think about, like, big into Bart Simpson for Bart Mania's sake, and then not really interested in having its character interact with anyone else.
God, you know, you bring these things up, and it's concerning.
It's almost like he was, like, allegedly, Jackson Estate, allegedly a huge child predator.
Ugh.
I mean, I remember, like, not to get into the full conversation on it, but I remember even at the time that, like, you know, the defense of it was just like, you know, his childhood was obviously...
His childhood
on
sucked,
some
so he should
level-
ruin other people's childhood.
Well, that's the thing, was the idea was that he was so interested in children because he never had a childhood of his own, so it's kind of like, you know, like this was a way he could spread joy.
Not through
Bart
music. That'd be
Simpson.
silly.
Spread joy?
Look, it was the early '90s. You had to be there.
People really wanted to believe that the guy who made all that good music wasn't like an extreme predator.
Yes.
Fair
And also,
enough.
like, there were songs like, I mean, like things like Black and White and stuff. Like the morals were theoretically there. Like this was like, hey, racism bad. Like most people were just singing about like hoes and stuff.
Wow, that's a wild characterization to make in a world where ebony and ivory exists.
I'm just saying, there are a lot of songs about hoes.
Ivory live together in perfect harmony. But yeah, no, like I just feel like that's true of literally all eras of music at all times. It turns out that there are two kinds of songs. There are, man, ladies, pretty hot. And there is like I am feeling destroyed by society, life, and the government.
Songs that are like, hey, you hear about this gender I'm interested in? I'm all about that.
Stuffy old songs about the buttocks.
Stop listening to classical music.
What
No.
classical songs are about that?
What was that?
It's just like like what classical songs are about that? Like,
Well,
but-
actually, there's a service still available if you're interested in hearing more information about this. Here, if you want to get a pen out, you can write this down. There's a phone number you can call. It is 1-900-MIX-A-LOT, and they will fill you in on the subject.
I feel like Chromes might be of an age where the concept of a 1-900 number might be unfamiliar.
leave me alone. I mean,
This is more meant to bring up the fact that a 1-900 number is a pay-by-the-minute number.
Oh.
And also comes from a rather infamous song about the buttock.
Oh.
Beloved Seattle rapper Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah, I'm familiar with a couple of this guy's songs.
That's more than most. Most people are familiar with one of his songs.
No, it's because like they're like a couple of them are like getting popular again.
Must be TikTok's fault.
Coming back?
Yeah.
Sweet.
His magnum opus, I Like Big Butts, and his much less beloved follow-up, Put 'Em on the Glass.
Put them on the glass, though. I can picture the album in my head immediately. Maybe the single. I can see that cover. Quick Google search that.
No, I don't think I will. Not while we're on stream.
I never figured out how to do the letters thing.
Letters?
Though. Like how they'll have like the phone number and then they'll have like letters. I never figured out how to do that.
Yeah, so basically you just like hit whatever number has the letter that you're looking at, like starting from 2.
Now you tell me.
Yeah. So like that's it's honestly it's not used that much anymore. It's for old people. It's the providence and like help of old people.
Tony Hawk?
Yes, that too.
There you
I
go,
tried
bro.
I know what this is. I just
So 1-900-MIX-A-LOT would be 6, 4, 9,
You are going to make Fort Chromes have an aneurysm.
5, 6, 8.
Klondike 5,
curiosity.
1, 2, 3.
Were y'all talking about how the PS3 still had that controller?
We
set
weren't, but that was very funny.
Because- Yes. It was.
Children of a certain age had to learn that before phones had keyboards because that was the only way to text message people. It was dreadful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god. God, I dated a girl during that era that I was so amazed at her ability to, like, text instantly with, like, the 9-digit keypad. Like, we had been communicating by text, but then when I saw it in person, like, she was like, oh, let me respond to my friend. It was like, holy cow, this is just an amazing skill you now have, and it will probably last for 5 seconds.
Like this was a skill set with a sell-by date.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the second that like keyboards became standard in about 2008, there was no point in being good at that anymore, and it sucked. Oh,
Yeah,
there we
like,
go! Fucking fuck!
Yay!
Yay!
I set a new
The
record.
BlackBerry existed before that with its little...
No one had those. I say this as
had
someone whose
those.
brother had
Had
one.
one.
Boss man told me to polish the mail on that
Yep.
buoy.
I had a BlackBerry.
See?
That's fake. Sounds fake.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know how that works, but it happened. I'm willing to believe.
I don't like. I remember seeing one at the very least, and like
It was
holding
black,
it, in
it was
my
berry,
hands.
what more could you want?
You feel like this is downgraded from I had a BlackBerry to I remember seeing one.
It's like I remember holding it in my hands, but it's like anything before I was like 12 is like obliterated in my memory.
That's a mood.
I wish everything before 12 was obliterated from my memory.
You
I mostly
you
just-
don't want the ramifications of that.
Listen, there's a lot I would be happier not remembering. Let's see.
Yeah, I know. I just have like a
Yeah, I know, I
dissociative disorder.
No, I understand.
Looks like the dogs are feeling ornery. Must be that hot sun that drives them.
I also used to own a flip phone.
Ah, what a time.
I know what a keypad is. I've used a keypad to type shit before.
I liked the flip phone because the flip phone you could put in your pocket and you never had to worry about it. Like, you could be also carrying, like, I don't know, a wad of used gum and it wouldn't be a problem.
Ew.
Yeah,
Why are you like
sometimes.
this?
Sometimes these things happen, you know?
I don't
Do
think
they?
I went to...
Did you just stuff a wad of used gum in your pocket?
Ew.
Is this
Things
Napoleon
happen, alright?
Dynamite Point 2 or something?
Maybe. Unclear.
With the potatoes in the pocket?
A potato in your pocket would be way
tater
more
tots.
sanitary than used gum.
True.
Particularly for the tinfoil.
I feel
Like,
like old
I live in
tater
an
tots
adventure
would be
game and
pretty-
sometimes just have to pick up things that will be used as a tool later.
I've been diddled again.
You got plocked.
Fucking Plock. Bastard of the earth, Plock.
Dude, I have said this before, but when Plock first came out, entirely based on the instruction manual, you know, we moderately liked the game. A friend of mine and I were, like, super into Plock for, like, a month. like I have a bunch of notebooks with, like, Plock drawn in the margins.
He's unsettlingly muscular.
What? Plock?
Have you seen Plock? He is unsettlingly muscular in the official art.
I have no idea
What? Where's
what that
from?
even is.
Don't worry about
Well,
Plock.
Plock.
It's something that will never come back. You do not need to be concerning yourself with Plock.
Okay.
Reminds me of Toe Jam and Earl.
Toe Jam and Plock and Earl.
Hmm.
Vaguely of the era.
Yeah, it does look of the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo era.
Yeah, it was made by fucking Software Creations or some shit.
Plock. I mean, like, Plock's whole deal was that he could separate his limbs, and I think like
Flock's
What?
whole deal was that he was an awful creature abandoned by God.
I mean that is the plot of the game.
What creature would allow Plock?
I mean, I feel like the plot was
Defenders of the Plockiverse.
100% just the designers having no idea for what to make the villain, and then one of them got a dog and it had fleas, and they're like, I know, fleas.
Oh, Plock is a flea.
No, Plock is the enemy
Plock
of the
battle,
fleas.
please.
Oh, okay.
Plock's mortal enemy is the Flea Queen.
Wow.
That is also
So-
my mortal enemy, but I am not Plock and would not cotton to being associated with Plock. Bastard of the earth.
The enemy of your enemy. Still your enemy.
The enemy of my enemy is my Plock.
There will be no team-ups with Plock.
We as a society have outgrown the need for Plock.
Good job. Heck, son.
I don't know if I 100% agree with that.
Sports, come to work here.
We need no more Plock.
I mean, if a Plock were to return to us, like, I don't know, I
Flocky Kong country?
Hear me out. Did we ever need Plock?
It has some pretty good music. Tim Fallon was involved.
Oh god, the boss music is so insane.
My foreman had me put up all this stuff.
But what if the music was in a different game that was not Plock?
I mean, it would
That's
probably
the
be
thing.
in a worse game. Like that was one of the best games that the Fallons were ever involved in.
And I'm going to say Plock is ultimately a gestalt that its individual pieces total up to something better than what it is, and on its own, like for instance, Plock could turn into a fireman randomly, and like in any other game that wouldn't matter, but in Plock, it's like that's Plock, baby.
That's Plock,
Hmm.
baby. Baby, you got a Plock going.
Plock gets spring shoes. I've seen that.
Plock
like
is
an
illegal in
insult that would-
14 states.
Saying you got a Plock in you sounds that's like an insult I would use to slay my foe in Monkey Island or something.
You got a Plock in me. You got
Oh, no.
a Plock in me.
You should get that checked out.
When the Plock gets rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed. You just remember what your old pal said, baby, you got a Plock in me.
Halt and run, buddy. We might even be able to have another competition here next year after that.
And Plock was only on Super Nintendo, right? Like they didn't even
Yep,
bother.
Super
porting it.
Nintendo exclusive.
Oh no.
Allegedly,
I can see it.
allegedly Miyamoto had strong opinions re-Plock. Strong Plock opinions, Plock pinions.
This terrifies me.
We call them Plock.
Strong
We're
Plock
called Plock heads. There are dozens of us.
Blockheads.
Wait, what's actually? 1 second, let me look it up.
Going down the Plock rabbit hole. Oh no.
The Plocket hole.
I was just waiting for a portmanteau of that.
Here it is. Miyamoto's famous comment on it. A delayed game is eventually good, but a rushed game is Plock.
How fucking dare
Okay.
you?
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I guess he was just in the mood.
How fucking dare you? My entire bit this time has like shifted from like my natural space as the Plock Plock attacker to the Plock defender, and that upsets me.
Hmm. At least there's some good consonants.
Oh,
in the
fuck.
name.
Pick it up, pick it up.
No, this is not.
I see what's on the screen.
I see what you did there, but I still hate you for it.
So where is this supposed to be? This is
This is a shipyard.
Shipyard. I noticed when reviewing footage from last week that
Ow.
the happy little boat area where the sea lions are actually advertises visit Alcatraz. So, like, congratulations, Easter eggs or something. Continuity?
Yeah, like you're kind of going in like a vague direction. Don't worry.
Across America.
Skating? What an American skate land.
I thought this whole game was just a ghost story.
Oh, fucking fuck!
Like a horror game.
Could be.
I don't know why I like the idea of, like, hearing a news report that Tony Hawk today skateboarded through a wall and straight into the ocean.
Why do you wish ill on poor Tonison?
Human cannonball! He was trying to get floating letters that are only perceptible to him.
God damn it!
And the person giving him a quest.
I've been diddled again.
Watermelon.
Diddle?
Tony Hawk already goes through like existential crisis on, or that whole saga, where it was like, "Hey, you look like Tony Hawk." Thanks.
I get that one a lot.
Well, the best is any occasion, like at the airport, where he has to show his ID, and it's like,
Hey, you
oh,
like
wow,
that
your name's
skater?
Tony Hawk, like skater. Yeah, just like the skater.
Just like him. Wonder where he is now.
Doing this.
Yeah. Back in the band days, we used to joke about, like, famous guitarists that you would see outside of being on stage and you'd never recognize them. And we determined
Probably
that
a lot
if you're
of
a famous guitarist, you should just carry a guitar with you at all times as like a prop. So it's like, oh, it's him.
It's him!
Tony
Guitarman!
should have a
Guitaru Man!
No, guitar. U1 is recognizable immediately.
Part of me that's still baffled. They, like, treated that like it wasn't a perfectly normal Japanese name.
Everything about the dubbing of Guitar Man is amazing. Like, Guitar Man is simultaneously. Everyone is putting in 110% and has no idea what they're saying. Like, it's a language they just discovered on a boat somewhere. There's no future in your dreams, you won.
There is no world just for Reploid, you won.
What am I even fighting for, Elon?
What if there
Sorry, what am I
was
even
world just
strumming
for
for?
Reploid? God damn it!
Yeah, come to think of it, now some of the earlier Mega Man X games feel a little depressing when you know the full arc of Zero's existence.
It's rough.
It's like, what are you fighting for? To eventually get blown up on a space station.
I mean, mostly
Good
he's
luck with
fighting
that.
to make sure that, like, humanity is not completely destroyed.
Which humanity is eventually completely destroyed.
But less fast than it would have been, so it's worth it.
Fair enough.
Like, you wouldn't say, like, why would you try to help someone during a fire? They'll just die eventually anyway.
Maybe you would. Also, that was an amazing Tony Hawk, like, bounce off a railing onto the ground onto his back.
Yeah, my Tony
So-
has died many times.
Is secretly the real reason they haven't rebooted Mega Man X is just because there's nowhere for the story to go?
I don't think that
I
the
mean, there
story
never
actually
was.
matters.
I mean, like, they already had, even when Mega Man X was in sort of its heyday, they had already released Mega Man Legends. That was just kind of like, hey, eventually everything gets wiped out. Everything. Just everything.
I would also bring up that, like, sometimes you just say you just have the plot go in ways that don't mean anything, like command mission.
Yeah. Well, I mean, basically, there isn't a single. I think I want to say, like, maybe Mega Man X4. No, I wouldn't even say that. Like Mega Man X games are like anime movies. Like, there are the characters that are introduced for the whatever's important this week, like Iris and the general and whatever, and then they all die, and then
They go away, and nothing they did really counts.
yeah, like nothing super duper matters. Like, I loved Mega Man X4 where they introduced that there was an entire army of Reploids fighting this entire time that you never heard of, except for just now you're hearing about them because they all went evil. And then the exact same thing happened in Mega Man X7.
Reploid's bad at this? Ah, fucking fuck.
I mean, that they literally have like a slight programming error where they decide to kill everybody. Like, it's just an issue.
Fine.
Something,
Move fast,
something,
break
Riley's not a good
things.
programmer.
I mean, imagine if every microwave you bought, there was a 20% chance it would try to kill you and your entire family.
Man, you've gotten lucky with microwaves.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Fuck.
All of my microwaves do that.
Man.
Gaga Bob's got some heavy microwave privilege.
Hmm.
Ah!
What?
Sometimes I make noises. They can't be stopped. They can't be helped.
And I'm very familiar with this as a concept.
That sounded like the sound someone would make if they missed the A in Skate for a little bit.
Exactly. You got this shit.
What have I
You got this
done?
shit on lock.
You big drip. Little did they know they were predicting the future. With Big Drip and Tony Hawk with that.
Tony Hawk's big
What
drip.
is- yeah, the what is it? The hoodie with all the words on it and whatever.
Fuck.
Oh, that true.
I don't know your hip young lingo. Oh!
But Tony Hawk does. But
Yeah,
only
Tony
when he
Hawk is hip
fails.
with the children. Tony Hawk edited videos for promotion of the Turbo Graphics.
Mhm.
This is canon. This is truth. I can't imagine that paid very much.
It occurred in this video game. It's canon to the game.
It's canon to real life. Can solve
How
this.
old are they?
I can fix this. Yes.
I mean, thanks. Guess
Hell
I
yeah.
kinda know, you know, so,
Skate.
I'll let you skate here all you want.
You set a new
Goggle
record.
Bob did this.
Yeah, increase that flip speed.
Isn't Tony Hawk's stat that he has like ridiculously good flip speed in this game?
No, that's pretty average.
Okay.
He
I just
has
remember-
good. He has good air and good hang time.
They're kind of impatient, but they do really
Okay.
well.
I just remember it was easiest with him in one of the games to do the to spin around in air.
Oh yeah, that's the spin stat, which is different from flip speed.
Oh yeah, okay.
I've never noticed this gauntlet reference before, but I appreciate it.
Which one?
Welders need food badly.
Elf needs food badly.
Oh, that's precious.
Ah, fuck. You ever think about, like, treating Elf as though it's a full-time job? That feels weird.
Elf?
Like, what?
Like the
I'm just
Dungeons
thinking
and
about, like,
Dragons-
Elf needs food badly. Like, everyone else in Gauntlet has, like, a job, and then Elf is just Elf.
Mm.
Fair enough.
It says a lot about their society. And just being an elf is. They kind of.
It's a
don't
rare
assign jobs,
talent,
So they just have
so,
elf.
I mean-
Full-time job.
Ah, fuck.
I mean, what are characteristics of elf? They probably are like walking through a dungeon and like lecturing Wizard on like how nature works, stuff like that.
Fuck wizards.
In memory of Beat.
Someone have to say fuck wizards. I don't like them either.
I like when wizards cast normal missile.
Normal missiles.
Sorry, sorry, I got it wrong. It's non-magic missile according to what I've read.
Mundane missile.
Oh no, it's not really that mundane. It's got quite a payload.
Dumbass missile.
There has to be like a low threshold for missiles, right?
Well, you get an anti-tank rifle and... Sorry, darn, I've my terminology. I mean, I know there's bazooka, but what's the other, what's the other handheld missile delivery system?
Don't look at me, I play D&D.
RPG, whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Wizards play RPGs, so they naturally have RPGs, so it just checks
Well,
out.
that works. That's where the name comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Bring back the original, like, D&D class names, like Fighting Man.
Is that why Final Fantasy starts with just basic fighter?
Yeah.
I'm still blown away how fucked up the history of like just how D&D just actually existed is.
Go look at Conan's actual stats. He got officially statted early on, and he's like nuts.
Of course he is.
Well, I mean, yeah. He's Conan.
Did you know the guy who wrote the Wheel of Time series wrote a bunch of Conan books?
That doesn't surprise me.
Yep.
I mean, for a time, like, we talk about, like, fanfic nowadays. For a time, all fanfic was Conan fic. Like, that was all it was.
Destined
I can
to
write
wear
my
the
own
jeweled
fic.
crown of fanfic upon a troubled brow.
Well, the thing about Conan is just literally, like, officially, the Conan timeline is like, hey, he did some stuff. Fill in your own stories. I don't know.
The days of high adventure.
He rescued a princess or something. You get it. It's all right. You do what you want. You want there to be a centaur? Have fun with it.
My favorite part of the Wheel of Time guy wrote some Conan books is I got to ask him about it. I was lucky enough to do that, and he didn't remember them at all. Like, he remembered writing, like, one... It's like, oh, is that the one where there's this character? It's like, yeah, okay, I remember that now. Which I thought was pretty precious.
I've written 8 million books, and I haven't finished even my own series. I can't be bothered to remember this one.
To be fair, the reason he didn't finish was because...
Yeah, because he died.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying that...
Like, he lived up to the saying he was going to keep writing until they nailed the coffin shut.
And he did.
Like, yeah. And then I'm pretty sure he came back from the grave and finished the books. I think that's what happened, right?
Is that how that works? That seems Brody in some fashion.
I'll believe it.
Well, I mean, the Wheel of Time books were kind of... I mean, the series where I would imagine a zombie would write it at the end, anyways.
And yes, Sanderson lives.
Does he, though?
Technically.
Okay. Why am I throwing shade at Wheel of Time? I actually like that book series, okay. I mean, it's not great, but it's not, like, awful. Your mileage may vary, I guess. Actually, it was very funny. I was like openly reading like Wheel of Time one time, like just like I had the book and I was just reading it at like school, and somebody older than me was like, "Oh, you're reading Wheel of Time? That series shit. You got to read Game of Thrones." This is before the series came out.
That's a wild thing to recommend to a child.
Speaking of stories that will never have an ending.
Well, it's
like, fine. Eventually, Gurm will die, and George R. and someone else will take it up.
It was like I was in high school and he was in college. I was just like,
okay.
So it wasn't
Ah!
like super young.
I don't like this objective. It's buggy and bad.
Yeah, the physics of it look very not fun.
Also, I'd like to point out I did what it said to do, and it didn't do anything.
Is this category correct in that this is the first Pro Skater?
No. Category is always a
Oh.
lie, never trust it.
Okay. I asked because I was just wondering if the jank was like because
No,
it's the
this is
first
4.
Pro
The game is
Skater.
just kind of rushed.
Oh, okay. Yeah. This is the heyday of Activision. Just no, they still do that, don't they? Where they run the franchises to the ground.
That's all they ever did.
Yeah.
I mean, Tony Hawk 4 at least looks like they tried to do some new stuff with it. Just
Oh, they did.
something.
I'm just saying they had like less than a year to make it, and you know that's.
It shows.
It's one of those things like you
sometimes
can
run the-
definitely spot parts where it's like, oh, this is kind of buggy, and they just sort of had to live with it.
Yeah, sometimes run the franchise into the ground is just, oh, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, but this time he's in Dubai.
Ugh, nasty. Look at that water. That's a perfect place for a flip trip.
Look at this nasty water do a kickflip.
Do a varial kickflip.
Imagine, are any games like rushed within like only a year's worth of development these days, anyways?
Oh, you don't get a game in a year these days. That's impossible.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the scope of
Like,
the game, I suppose.
Sure.
Any
like,
studio that you're thinking of cannot make that happen.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking of like at the level that like the equivalent of releasing a Tony Hawk game would be, or that scope of game dev.
I mean,
It's
even
definitely
just the
ballooned,
concept
hasn't
that we
it?
used to get like a Mega Man game every year.
We used to get a Mega Man game every 3 months.
Yeah, no.
Like, that's not me
Don't think
being
you're wrong.
glib, that is just simply this pace at which they were released.
Yeah.
Who wants to play on the Game Boy?
More like the
I
Shame
think the
Boy.
one that-
Uh,
Wow. Owned.
You like games, boy?
maybe.
Let me try a few and see how it works.
After the amount of games you've seen from Gogglebob, you should hate them
Alright,
conceptually.
sucker. I got a bet going with the crane operator. See if
Oh,
you
so
can
do we want to
transfer
start doing
all the way
Lunar
down the
after
390
this?
containers over there. When you get to the
What was
third
that?
one, I'm gonna
I
spin
said, do
it
we
all
want to start
around
doing
on you.
Lunar
Try to
after
stay
Tony
with it
Hawk?
while they move,
I mean, I like
then come
Lunar,
all
but
the
that's
way
gonna be
back,
like
sucker.
10 streams.
Yeah, no, it's not a quick game.
Which one is Lunar?
Lunar is that one with that one dude named Galleon.
Magic Emperor Galleon.
There it is.
Oh, is it the...
That's a shibboleth.
Wait, there's a whole bunch of Lunar games.
There's like 3,
Yeah.
maybe
Cool.
4, depending upon how generous you're being. But a bunch of them
Well,
are like
Lunar-
remakes of the same game.
Well, there was
Yeah.
Lunar and Lunar Eternal Blue, and then there was officially that Game Gear game. The
Lunar
Magic
Walking
Emperor.
School.
Yeah. That
I
was
see what you're
that was
talking
a
about.
real video
Nice,
game,
nice.
technically.
Good job.
And then there was Dragon Song, which.
That's why I said 4 if you're being generous.
So are y'all talking about the first one? Silver Star or whatever?
Silver Star. It would
Yeah.
be a version of Silver Star Story Complete if I were to hazard a guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's technically being re-released Friday.
Yeah. Solomon
Wow.
Grundy, born on a Monday.
What kind of RPG is it? It's just like turn-based.
Extremely
party-based?
turn-based.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it has at least a little bit of a difference because there's a kind of like physicality is important.
It's the
Like,
proto Grandia if you ever played that.
Yeah, there you go.
Only a little, but
Which is
yeah, okay.
telling because Lunar 2's battle director became Grandia's director.
Go figure.
Which explains a great deal about certain systems that found their way into Grandia 2, which are basically just updates of the Lunar 2 systems.
And I'm vaguely interested in playing Eternal Blue because I've only played the PlayStation version. And the PlayStation
The
version,
Sega CD version is extreme. Like, it's much easier to think of Lunar Silver Star Story as bringing Lunar 1 in line with Lunar 2.
Alright, here's a crazy lip trick for you.
agreed,
Get special.
but Eternal Blue on the PlayStation was modified by Working Designs to the point that it is, in my opinion, one of the most either difficult or grindy RPGs out there due to the changes that were made. And I would very much like to play this new version that is not having those changes.
Understandable.
Because Eternal Blue
I
definitely...
played the Sega CD version that they fucked up, that has like the truly one of my favorite things is like there's a spell in that called Pressure Cooker. I defy you to figure out what that does just by looking at it.
Fire attack.
Nope. Not even close.
Yeah, no, that's your first thought, and it's wrong.
Heal.
Nope.
I got nothing.
It is an enemy level down spell.
Nope, never would have guessed that.
I spent the entire game trying to figure out what it did.
That is amazingly, I don't even know if you could translate that wrong. Like, that's just counterintuitive.
No, they just gave it a name.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I love it.
They just were like, hey.
I don't know why that's the name they gave it, but
Sometimes localizers are like dogs. They just do things.
especially
Wow.
especially if they worked for Working Designs, where they just sort of were extremely prone to just doing things arbitrarily.
Way to go!
And yes, I would also be curious to see whether or not Lunar now retains like Beavis and Butthead references and stuff like that.
Probably.
I suspect the Wheaties joke is gone.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
I think whatever they can legally get away with, unless they're like really doing a rich remaster.
Well, the original Japanese game is, I'm not going to say it's, my understanding is it isn't completely dry, but it's definitely not, let's say, referential to the level that the Working Designs localization made the
It
game.
has references in it, but they're generally to things the developers had worked on. It was a bunch of people who had at one point worked for Falcom, so there's like an East joke in the original version.
And the thing is like, the thing about Working Designs in particular was never like, oh, this is a reference to another video game, how cute. It was almost always stuff that just completely took you out of the game as a concept. Like you're in a fantasy world that is separate from our own, and suddenly they're like, haha, get a load of this Jay Leno. Like, I think, wait, what?
Hey, let's hear the crypto-conservative views of Working Designs founder Victor Ireland and his like raw hatred for Bill Clinton, not for the good reasons, but for dumber reasons.
Oh, is this what that was chat about earlier on Discord or whatever?
Yes. Yeah, references to Bill Clinton sucking is definitely a thing, and
Like there is
famously,
a specific joke in Eternal Blue on the Sega CD where there's a character that like runs a shop, and your character just asks them for something, and he's like, if I was in the business of giving things away for free, you'd call me Clinton and I would be your president. And it's just like, what the fuck?
Oh no. So that's the game you were talking about that that person was refusing to give the voice work for or something?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Vic
something.
Ireland has rights to the voice tracks that were used in the old versions, seemingly, because he has multiple times stood in the way of re-releasing them on the basis of he's not willing to license out those rights or sell them without paying the licensee paying just extraordinary amounts of money, or giving him like some sort of weird control over the project.
He wants to
Fun.
get back in the game. I feel like that's the number one.
Oh no,
thing
he wants to be in charge of the. He wants to be in charge of those re-releases, and it's like, no, absolutely not.
That sounds like an unmitigated disaster in so many ways, if that was to happen.
It would be.
Yeah.
I mean, famously, Lunar Eternal Blue, the sequel to Lunar, was delayed for, I want to say, like 2 years, and like the main reason was like so he could release it alongside some random quote-unquote feelies that were like...
We couldn't find a decent source for this galleon punching puppet.
Yeah, like they had advertised it was going to come with a puppet, and they had...
Yeah,
a lot of
I think
trouble
the
getting
actual
the
feeling that they had issues with was Lucia's pendant.
What's up? You ready to take some
Yes.
photos?
Yeah, that is
Do the
the
tricks and
actual answer, so to speak.
How do I ban a person in your chat? I'm not a mod.
I don't know if I ever gave away mod powers, and I've not looked at
Yeah,
the
I don't
chat
think I
ever,
ever
so don't worry about
You
it.
just gotta... Yeah, you got one of those stupid spam bots.
Buy followers. I don't want the followers I have.
No.
Cheap viewers on streamboot.com. Remove the space Q Y I 4 Z M U Y.
The real trick is which ones are uppercase and which ones are lowercase.
We'll never know.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
that's for the best. They don't give free
I will
ads.
leave you all.
Pay
in
me
the
if you
dark.
want to advertise on here, motherfucker.
These case sensitive.
Not bad. Let's go hit the club after this.
You set a new record. You got $250. Just like in real life. Onward
record
to
work,
London.
yeah. Unlock London?
Now with our $200, we can go to London.
Yay.
God, I missed that economy.
I don't know that it was ever that cheap in our lifetimes.
I don't think it was.
Economy.
Remember when line went up?
No.
Yeah, no, I don't remember that either. As a millennial.
So
Do a Japan over the
Growing up.
2000s. This level is not bad in terms of its design, but it's extremely gray in a way I find unpleasant.
just like no. I'm going there.
Race these coppers around.
Wait, why am I-
Race these
why am I
coppers
holding
around.
back for Brit? Why am I holding back for London? Just like London.
Oh no, I'm being tricked!
So,
Oh fuck, I tried to cheat and they wouldn't let me.
I always thought economy was spelled economy for like a long time growing up. I don't know why. Economy, yeah.
Wow.
I guess I thought it sounded too I thought it was a complicated concept, so I gave it a complicated amount of syllables.
It needs more syllables. We require more
I thought
Vespine
this would be
gas.
more complicated.
Syllables go up.
Stocks go down.
Donk?
Stonks.
You donk.
I win!
Stonks.
Get fucked.
Yay. You set a good record.
Yay.
A record of
why did you get
completed.
200
Double-decker buses moving around London.
Why did you get $250 for malicious deeds there?
Listen, I have nothing but malice in my heart.
Not fair.
Tony Hawk just consistently rewards the wrong kind of behavior. All the behavior is bad.
Oh fuck. No!
This looks like it was
Bloody
made in a year.
A little bit. I have no idea which of these
Not
buses I've
necessarily-
already wall-ridden.
Already got this bus.
I'm being fucked. Oh, fuck off. I forgot that there was actually a fucking gap just called already got this bus. How am I supposed to tell them apart, you motherfucker?
Mind the gap.
Well, mind your gap. I don't even know what that means.
We're not even gonna think about it.
No, we're not.
China is here, Mr. Burton. What the hell does that mean? I don't even know what the hell that means.
Economy.
In this economy,
In this economy code.
I've been diddled again!
Okay, maybe you can mark these buses.
No, I can't!
What the
Well, at least you
what the
don't do
hell? The
drugs.
game's being a narc telling us to do drugs. How dare it?
It doesn't
Depends on the drugs.
specifically say like
Yeah.
put your drugs away or anything. It's just, don't do drugs. Like it's not calling your mom.
Oh, sure.
Those balls.
Yeah. For record, not the made in this year part wasn't related to the level. It's just this particular goal here. Trying to tag buses without knowing which one's which.
Maybe Tony
See
Hawk
if
is
there's
like
anything. Okay, I think
Love
that
this.
there's like a. Yeah, there's a tag texture that appears on them. Okay.
Oh. Oh, so like you're.
Yeah, I didn't realize that the graffiti was appearing as I wall ride the bus.
Damn, Tony Hawk's like a speed artist.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and honestly, that's pretty good graffiti too.
There, no, no.
That's what I'm talking about, Doc. Yeah.
That's a new
Yay.
record. And received $250 for this largely unimportant vandalism.
you just jet grind some radios.
Jet Set Radio.
Yay.
Never played that game.
Pretty good. I'm a bigger fan of Future, but both are good.
It's just fun. Like it's fun to exist.
Graffiti is art.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I recommend saying graffito at least once in your life. It's really fun.
Graffito?
Graffito?
Yeah, graffito.
Yeah, I don't,
It's like saying
I don't think about
pornograph.
it.
Oh, is that actually a word people?
What,
That
graffito?
people actually refer to? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a singular piece of graffiti, a graffito.
I see.
Graffito.
Hmm.
Solitary graffito. A desolate
Vaguely
singular
satisfying.
pornograph.
I think it being called out made it less satisfying to say though.
That's tragic.
Like I have to say.
I'm
it
sorry that I
naturally.
took that away from you.
No, it's fine. I'll get a chance one day to
One day you'll experience the true graffito.
to note a singular unit of graffiti called the graffito. I think it has to like appear naturally in the wild.
Yeah,
though,
you see
so
that
it's
one
like,
graffito and you're like, holy shit, it's a graffito.
Yeah, and then I'll feel good about it.
Yeah. You will
And then
experience the
graffiti
joy that
ass,
comes with
and then
graffito.
graffiti.
Yeah, you can't force graffito. Though that was kind of satisfying to say. Really. Just diminish, not ruin.
Where's the next? Again,
Oh, I actually came across a kind of like I don't know what genre you call it, but like a platformer that's like got a lot of movement physics in it that almost reminds me of kind of like Tony Hawk Pro Skater, but called Haste that came out recently, I think. And the big gimmick of it is that your character doesn't really have a jump button. It's just like kind of like it's a lot like the skiing physics from Tribes, I guess.
Tribes.
Where it's like you're trying to you're trying to gain momentum by going up hills, and you gain speed boost if you manage to slide down. Like you air jump from it, and then you gain momentum if you land on a slope rather than landing on an uphill incline kind of thing.
Mhm.
So it was pretty cool. I played
Yeah,
the demo.
no, that can be fun. Weird constrained movesets are fun sometimes.
Indeed.
I see a lack of a jump button, and I just start screaming.
Goggle Bob just like starts like screaming bloody murder.
What-
Where's my
what if
jump
there was a
button?
s-
Like the neighbors get called.
Not a Demon Souls fan, huh?
No, actually.
Fair enough.
Are you an any
That
Souls
genre's
fan?
cursed.
I mean, I enjoyed Bloodborne.
But that doesn't
it's a
have a
bleed
jump button.
barn.
It has a... That too. You have to
Rolling
do a
can
running
be
dash,
a
but...
double jump.
Are you saying you didn't like Elden Ring? That one had a jump button.
You know, Elden Ring is something that it's a weird thing to say, but I enjoyed playing it. But then, particularly even when the DLC came out, it was just I had absolutely no desire to go back to it. Which is, it's. I think what I enjoyed of it, and I wrote about this on my site, is that like I really
Gogglebob.com.
did enjoy sort of sightseeing it. Tarnished as it was. I liked like finding new spots and being like, oh, this is neat. But I just like it's a weird kind of touristy feeling where I feel like I've been there, I saw what I wanted to see. I don't really need to go back anytime soon.
Huh.
That was a once in a lifetime vacation.
Yeah, kind of. Like and it is even like you know, I always think back on it fondly. It's just kind of like, well, that was neat, and I have no
Glad
real
I did it
desire to
once.
get back to it.
I think that's a lot of video games, though, isn't it?
Not for
I mean, there are
Gogglebob.
definitely some video games, like we mentioned Guitar Band earlier, where it's like, I can't wait to get back to playing that.
Oh, okay.
I don't think any game's soundtrack has ever called its shot more successfully than the legendary themes.
100% correct. Although Born to Be Bone is right up there.
Oh, Born to Be Bone is incredible, but like that name isn't just like one of those situations where if you fuck it up, it's like, how did you even think you could get away with fucking this up?
Well, I mean, I presume there are songs with the word bone in them that are not sung by mariachi skeletons.
Unfortunately.
I'm just saying that if you've got mariachi skeletons, then yeah, Born to Be Bone is the appropriate title.
Oh, I thought that was a Guitar Man song.
It is.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Oh.
Never assume that we're talking about the game that's on screen.
Who's even streaming right now?
Me. It's Tonathan Hawk. Pro
Pro Skater
alligator.
1. Pro Skater 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1.
That's how it works. That's math. Don't say I never taught you nothing.
We're learning today.
Aggregate of millennia of civilization, learning numbers, all to just...
Tony
filter
Hawk's early years,
the number
fun with
4.
numbers.
I mean, at the height of Tony Hawk popularity, they probably could have made that game.
I'd have played it. Fuck you.
I'm surprised they haven't.
They made Tony Hawk for kids. You're gonna see it one day. Which is impressive because Tony Hawk was already for the children.
Yeah.
But
Tony Hawk was like for like the young adult audience, I would argue.
it
not like
went
horror.
down in terms of its target audience as time went on. Thug 2 is very definitely for 10-year-olds.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it's a similar experience as like the original Sonic the Hedgehog, because I feel like that was a kid's idea of what being a teenager was, and I think Tony Hawk kind of like has the same thing going on.
Where the fuck is the T? God damn it! I have
It's
been.
ironic that you can't find the T in London.
I will send you to a purgatory from which there is no escape.
London?
Yes. London calling to a faraway land. I'm gonna fucking look this up because it's gonna drive me crazy. This level is huge. This is one of the bad skate goals because there's not a line that you can follow. It's just like, go find him, idiot, asshole, dipshit.
Find Tony Hawk's red coins. 5 red coins in London.
So give me just a goddamn minute. Talk amongst yourselves. Talk about Guitaru Man.
Looking for the letter.
Can I talk
T
about the
in
Clash?
Sure,
London.
fine.
Yeah, London Calling was a good song.
Fuck. Yes, that's acceptable.
Okay, London Calling was a good song. I actually don't have much else to say. Oh, the whole album was.
Yeah, I mean, they're like it took a while for there to be a really bad Clash album, and it was somehow called "Cut the Crap."
That's funny. I actually haven't listened to much outside of that album from the Clash. I listened to the guitar. What's the name of the guitarist? Joe Strummer, right?
Yeah,
Singer.
incredible name for a guitarist.
I was about to say the most guitar name.
Yeah, I listened to his one of his solo albums from later on. He did a Bob Dylan cover, I think.
Ugh.
No, not Bob Dylan. Fucking hell.
There we go.
Bob Marley.
2 very different people.
Very different people. Yes, I'm awake.
No, you
I
aren't.
can't prove otherwise. But he did what's the name of that Revolution song? I think it's called Redemption Song. Redemption Song. Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay.
He did a really good cover of that. But yeah, that's my experience with the Clash, admittedly, and Joe Strummer, which is a shame because they seem like a band I could really get into, or gotten out. Would you use present tense for getting into a band that's not like really?
I mean, you can still get into something that's no longer
Yeah.
a going concern.
Yeah.
Present tense.
And it's funny. I feel like a lot of my musical tastes just were like for bands that are just like actually before my time, but only by like specifically 5 years, or like 5 or 10 years.
I was going to say statistically for anybody on this call, like there's a lot of good music before we were born, but if it's specifically 5 years, that's a personal problem.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. The 80s are a personal problem, I think. 80s music.
I think my biggest problem currently is that the oldies station that has existed where I live since I was that used to play like Elvis in the 50s is now playing stuff that I listened to in high school. And it's still the exact same format, and like, you know, every once in a while I'll happen to turn it on for some reason and they'll be playing like Green Day and I'll be like, oh.
It'll happen to you too.
Exactly. It's like, that's right.
Gonna believe.
The oldies station's playing Alanis Morissette. And I remember when the funny thing is that the local oldie station still has at least 2 of the same DJs from when I was a child. So
Amazing.
I remember them like literally insulting the music that they are now playing.
My favorite weird discrepancy with like radio stations is when like the modern-ish rock stations do end up playing like relatively new songs, but they also end up playing songs from like 30 years ago as well. And it's
Listen,
like,
time's a flat circle. Fuck you.
Kind of, yeah, that's basically the vibe.
I mean, we used to have a functioning mall in the area. Now it is still technically open, but it is mostly haunted at this point.
As all malls are inherently from birth.
But when it was functioning, they had the internal like mall music station, which was some sort of like provided station, and it played everything from like current to approximately late 90s. But it wasn't like, when you say late 90s, it was 100% something that was like a one-hit wonder in the late 90s. Also, Fanboy, your cursor is like still on the screen.
No, it's not.
Sure it is. But it was really funny because every once in a while you'd be walking around the mall and they'd play like a hit from the late 90s that you hadn't heard since the late 90s, and it was like, oh man, tub thumping.
We'll be singing while we're winning.
Like something from the Tony Hawk soundtrack.
I keep hearing the same songs on my radio station. Not like in a predictable way, but like in a. I feel like there's like one or two people that are really fans of my radio station that use like the radio station's like obligatory app or whatever, and just put in the same song over and over for their car rides.
I think you're getting pranked in some fashion.
It really feels like that. It's like, do I really need to hear about this guy's F-150 and never selling out? I never. Like,
you do.
Apparently, because I keep hearing that one, and it's like, and I've never heard that song before in my life, but every time I drive around, it's like, now I'm hearing it many times in my life, apparently.
Where's that tea at?
Looked it up. It's around here.
Fortunate to have 3 radio stations without commercials
Oh, fuck.
that play music.
Too many radio stations. Please eliminate 3.
You know what I
don't
normally
know
do
if
if I want to?
A side effect of living in a tourist area or something, but I never had a radio station that didn't just have like 3 songs and then a commercial, which I think led to the fact that I very.
And that commercial was for the nearest Margaritaville or cheeseburger in paradise.
Yeah, no, the local radio commercials are also completely insane. There's also like the fact that people don't listen to radio anymore. I don't know how used car dealerships still exist because that was like 90% of the ads.
Yep.
Why used car prices are going up.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can't advertise at the exact same place that they have for the last 60 years.
My grandfather advertised on this radio station in between racist war ads.
We're gonna play one of my grandfather's old ads. We have to bleep most of the slurs. They're not allowed anymore.
Most of the slurs, not all of them. Some of them are still allowed by the FCC.
Turns out you can still insult the Amish all you want.
That does remind me of a very cursed thing I read recently, which I'm going to read to y'all now.
Oh no.
Somebody just wrote this in like a Final Fantasy XIV chat or something.
Where all of God's most cursed creations go.
Yes. Gen Z Amish kid named Skibadiah.
No, fuck off. Go to hell. I hate that so much.
Skibadiah has ruined the turlet.
The immediate response was, "This world is a prison."
I don't deserve this. People will be like, "Oh, we deserve this." It's like, I didn't do this. I'm a good boy.
You don't even play Final Fantasy XIV.
True, I don't. MMOs give me hives.
Fair enough.
It is actually illegal for me to play MMOs. Court order.
What did he do to MMOs?
Don't ask. Also part of the court order.
Oh, okay, gag order, I get it.
Fanboy went 2 grinds.
Oh no.
He played Final Fantasy XI and after 2,000 hours had beaten the entire game and everything that ever was existing in it.
I'm calling bullshit on that. You can't beat 14 in 2,000 or 11 in 2,000 hours.
Maybe you can't.
Even the stuff that hadn't been released yet, somehow he had conquered.
I do have a friend who plays a lot of 11, but he also plays like a bunch of other MMOs, but like rotates between them in like a weird fashion. It's like, yeah, I love these like really bad failing MMOs and just play them and be done with it or something like that. It was like a really cool, interesting mentality.
Yeah.
Like play these lifestyle games, but like in like more of a shorter duration, which I thought was like kind of interesting take on it.
Kind of
not 11
amazing
though.
To even be able to do. I mean, I will say that my main reason I don't play MMORPGs is because I feel like the main appeal of them is like kind of the community of it, and there's a part of my brain that does not reckon with the idea of paying a monthly fee to continue being part of a community.
And someone's never been
Yeah.
part of an HOA.
I haven't. I would
Damn.
kill everybody.
Imagine raiding with your HOA though.
Sounds
Even double two
even
layers
more
worse.
hellish than normal rating.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
I am
you
somebody who is very friendly with a number of lawyers. If I was a member of an HOA, I would paint my fence bright purple and just be like, "Stop me! Let me show you how you have no power in this association." It would be my life's goal to destroy the HOA, possibly from the inside and the outside.
That's impressive.
I would bribe another homeowner to become part of whatever is the ruling body of the HOA, and make them make every decision that tears it apart.
Incredible.
honestly deserved.
The entire
Probably.
reason. Oh, there you go. You got tea.
Yeah, I had to look it up like 3 times.
You got Skit. You're Wolverine.
It does. The worst part about that Goggle Bob is the letters from the skate do look like they could fit in a comic book. Like as an
Wolverine
onomatopoeia.
has literally been in this game, or not this game, but this franchise.
He is a Tony Hawk alumnus.
Love this. He wasn't going to let Spider-Man keep it to himself.
Darth Maul and Django Fett.
Skate or die, but the death is by Wolverine.
Skate or bub. Skate, 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 or bub.
Come to think of the list that we're producing here, were there any female Tony Hawk guest stars?
There's the horny demoness. Or do you mean from pre-existing properties?
I'm gonna say from pre-existing properties.
Bloody coppers don't as bleeding skating anyway.
Somebody who has more of a
Lucky
descriptive
bastard, you
name
know what I
than
mean?
the horny demoness.
This. Oi, give me me hat, governor.
Not gonna lie,
yeah,
not
grab the
incredibly
hat.
well versed in Tony Hawk-averse lore.
Trying to think of guest characters. Iron Man's in one of them, Shrek's in one of them, Doom Guy's in one of them.
Noted woman Shrek.
You don't know. Fuck you. I'm just trying to go the Kiss Gene Simmons is in one of them. I'm trying to think of just all of the weird guest characters. Finding all these goddamn.
I forgot there
comics
were
is gonna be
weird
the death
guest
of me. I'll do
characters
this
in
as soon as
Tony
I can.
Hawk.
What was that?
I forgot there was weird guest characters in Tony Hawk.
Oh, there's tons.
Yeah.
Care to attempt a high score, bloke?
There's Daisy as voiced by Jenna Jameson.
Yeah, that did happen. She was in a lot of video games at one point.
From Mario?
Definitely not for Mario.
Super Hornio Brothers, Orneo Hornio.
Good job, mate. I was having trouble with that.
I have put Daisy in the chat apropos of nothing.
Apropos of something.
I feel educated.
I wish I felt
I
less
don't.
educated. I want to be dumber.
Yeah. I didn't say it was a good thing.
Come over here, you.
Both Little John and Little Wayne were guests.
Okay. Should be
Jack Black was in there?
And where?
Tony Hawk?
Oh.
Oh, it's Jack Black is a cop.
Oh.
That was bang on.
That was bang on.
Good work.
Oh no, it is Jack Black. Like,
Yeah,
kind of
Jackathan
goblin.
Blackathan.
Oh, they made a new Hellboy.
Remember when
I'm just reading
Hellboy?
beats. Hellboy the Crooked Man.
He held that
new?
boy?
Is that still directed by Guillermo del Toro?
I don't believe so.
Oh.
Destroy whatever they put.
Because I liked those first couple of Hellboy movies.
They were both good. Traps.
So admittedly, I'm more of a basic Pan's Labyrinth enjoyer, I guess.
Ah, what a coward.
Yeah, I know. What can I say? It's a good movie. I think it has my favorite dissing of a villain ever. Where it's like, no, he won't even remember your name or something like that.
Hmm.
Wait, have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Many years ago.
Sean Malto, Shrek, Spider-Man.
Shrekathan? Fuck off.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, first appearance, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5.
That was the first time they appeared in anything.
Wow.
I choose to believe they were invented for Tony Hawk and just got popular from there.
Organically popular from the least popular Tony Hawk.
Yeah, no, I don't see any lady guest stars.
For a second I thought you said baby guest stars. She probably also didn't find.
Baby, so make your dreams come true.
Imagine
Come on.
skaters.
I've been diddled again.
Bratz skating game.
Like the dolls?
Yep.
Yes.
Once again.
Bratz
Wait,
Pro
for real?
So beautiful.
No,
No.
I'm riffing on your imagined skaters.
I'm just okay.
Never imagine skaters again.
My Little Pony, but they're the teenage versions that are human and also Pro Skater.
It's called Equestria Girls.
Yeah, I feel like you activated this.
We're already
Rescue
there.
skaters.
Before you land.
Us locals love to do mad combos.
Equestria Girl Skaters featuring Rainbow Dash would actually probably work.
Yeah.
It would.
Surprised it already hasn't happened. Rainbow
Truly
Dash
just
does the
like-
impossible.
Probably just be like her. And maybe Pinkie Pie.
Thinking a lot about the fact that Goofy has been in multiple skateboarding games.
Yuck.
Well, doesn't
There was
he, like,
Disney's
skateboard in,
Extreme
like, half of the
Skate
movies?
Adventure, and then there was Goofy skating on the fucking PC.
Doesn't he skate in like half of his movies or something?
I mean, if by half you mean one of two, so yes.
I thought there was more.
Come on.
Wait, there's only two Goofy movies? Damn.
Goofy, there's a Goofy movie and an extremely Goofy movie.
Too easy for you.
Huh.
Good work.
Okay. More I know.
I think a Goofy
I've
movie
seen
was
one
good.
of those several times.
I know that Mac skates, but I didn't know that Goofy skates.
Because Goofy has to prove that he's a cool dad.
Yep.
Goofy has to follow his son to fucking college like a weird freak.
Get all the combat.
I mean, Goofy's a single dad. He's got a lot to worry about, you know?
I just feel like that's freak behavior.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie that, you know, a guy named Goofy might actually be a freak.
I can't believe you would say that about George Geef. I remember watching the fucking cartoon about like Goofy trying to quit smoking as a child.
The funny thing is that my grandfather really enjoyed Looney Tunes and Disney cartoons. Like, he had all the VHS tapes. Well, not all, but a bunch of the VHS tapes.
Enough
of,
to
like,
be getting
you know,
on with.
the animated shorts. And just anytime there was a short featuring a character that, like, was doing something that seemed bizarre in that way, like Goofy quitting smoking, it'd be like, oh, this episode was made for Granddad.
Grandpa could sympathize with this Goofy short about him desperately wanting to just go back to work because he hates his family.
And also just all the times that, like, Donald Duck was in the Navy.
All those times that Donald Duck was horrified at the idea of being a Nazi.
Like, that's stuff that Granddad
Bloody
talks
coppers
about.
don't bleed.
Get out of here, skater.
Your granddad, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My grandfather was actually a World War II naval vet, so there you go.
Yeah, both of my grandpas were World War II vets.
Interesting.
Mine was
Thankfully,
only in the-
both on the Allied side.
My grandpa was only in the Korean War.
There were elements of my ancestry that might not have been on the right side of World War II.
My grandfather was World War II. My dad was actually Vietnam.
Yeah, my dad was Vietnam as well.
Yeah, still doesn't talk about it, so that's fun.
Mine talked about it a lot. Too much.
Correction, he sometimes talked about it, but not great stories.
Yeah, like I said, mine talked about it a lot. Too much. Significantly too much. 2 a.m. and I'm 15, and I'm not allowed. I cannot go out to get food from the fucking kitchen, because if I do, I will be regaled with horrors beyond my comprehension.
God.
It's fine. I'm allowed to talk about him now since he's gone.
I was about to say, I'm laughing with you.
Oh my god.
Give me that. Yeah, it was always kind of amusing what my grandfather talking about his time in the Navy, just because
What?
In
half
the
of it
Navy.
was like the horrors of war, and the other half of it was basically like college stories of hanging out with your buddies, because, you know, he was in the Pacific and it took a while to get to the Pacific, so to speak. So it was just like boat shenanigans would be the best description of it.
Yeah. Like, the thing to always remember is that the people we sent to war are people who would ideally have been in college.
Yeah, and that was basically it. Like, I realized by the time I was in my 20s, like, these were the exact stories that just guys in their 20s have. Just he happened to be in the middle of World War II.
This suddenly explains a lot about Gravity's Rainbow. Just like, what if it was like, it's like, oh wow, it's so weird and stuff. It's like, yeah, it's like it was written about somebody that had the experience when they were like in their college years.
Yeah, now it's coming together.
That's the trick. That's the ticket. That's the sticky wicket.
Like the sticky wicket.
The sticky wicket. A phrase I never expected to hear. Not sure how I feel now that I have.
Too late, motherfucker. Your life is irrevocably cheapened.
And it was alright dollar store price at best.
Well, now it's free on the side of the road to anyone who will take it. Like a CRT from a certain era.
No, it's like a lemonade stand right now.
No, I guess
No, I
I'm the only
dropped all
one.
my cards.
Well, rip.
It's like yard sale territory right now. Still a price tag.
I will become the price tag.
Yeah, there
I
was
will become
a
the price master.
estate sale like 3 doors down from me the other day, so I decided to just stop by since just wanted to explain why so many people were parking in front of my house. But they had the old school giant TV that took up like your entire living room. That was
Mhm.
like the big fat wooden thing.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
And like I'm looking at it like I don't even think I could get this back to my house, and it's 3 doors down.
When me and my brother were together last week, we relished in the notion of like thinking about our old house and being like, oh, now our old house is that creepy one that no one's seen anyone go in or out of in forever. Like,
Is it actually just open, or was it sold?
it is not sold. It's just sitting there right now.
It's just unoccupied. Wow.
Yeah, it's if you went in, you would be like, oh, this place is horrendous. It smells awful and feels like it would probably give me a disease that normally is only found in apes.
Oh, you guys
Aren't we
kept a
all
lot of
apes,
apes,
though?
didn't you?
It's like, huh. Well, okay then. I better not go in
That
here.
one family in the neighborhood
This
that
is not a
found
place
the
of honor. Fuck.
Nothing of honor.
There's molds in here that are normally found on space rocks.
It does remind me of a recent development near where my family lives. There's like a high rise close to them, and they were like, "Oh, we're going to have to decommission this place," and then then it's like, "Oh no, it's all good," and then like recently it's like, "Oh no, you have 3 days to get all your stuff. We can't even allow
Get your shit out, motherfucker."
Yeah, there might be some lawsuits involved with that one.
Time to go.
Like it was about to fall down the same way that like I think there was like a building in Miami that did one recently.
Oh, God.
So
Yeah, that happened in a nearby shore town, not the one I usually reference, but there was this whole row of houses, and I think it was like, I'm not exaggerating, it's like party weekend. It's like when all the college students come down, and there was a side deck or something that like 90 college students all got on at one time, and surprised it fell over. But then all of the other houses in that row that had the exact same structure were all like, all right, well, this either needs to be reinforced or you guys gotta go. And it was such an obvious thing of why it had happened. It was like absolutely filled past capacity, but everybody who lived there was like suddenly like, hey, guess what? Your house is getting condemned.
My hat.
I mean, all the beams fall down.
isn't he, or is this London level really becoming kind of the purgatory?
That's London, baby.
Yeah. Or I guess to be less mean, is this like a larger level in the game?
It's a later level, which means that the objectives are harder.
Okay.
It
does seem like one of the larger areas too, though.
It's up
That
there.
London
Kind of
here,
makes-
it's like, it's not so much London as it is like the quad. Like it feels very cramped. From what I've
Yeah, there's not that much to it. It just sort of feels like it because all of it's gray.
Mm.
Down a darker shade of red. 500 years like Janet Knight.
Like I want to say the last level, like also was very kind of drab, but it felt bigger.
There's more going on in it. It's just kind of like the last level of the zoo, the last main level, is relatively constrained in its size. Let me find.
What would you say the best level so far has been in 4?
Honestly, Alcatraz is probably my favorite.
Yeah, there aren't many other levels where you get to play baseball with a ghost.
You do get to play baseball with a
Yeah.
ghost. I think that is worth something.
Yeah, I liked Alcatraz, and I liked the level before that, like the shore.
Oh, San Francisco?
Sea Lion? Sea Lionville?
Yeah, San Francisco. It's a very specific part of the piers in San Francisco.
Yeah. The pier seemed like it was someplace where you wouldn't normally be skating, but it still seemed like it was
The
like
skatable plates.
Yes, exactly.
It's kind of the appeal of THPS, isn't it?
I mean,
Partially.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater and like Jet Grind, Jet Set Radio, whatever.
Jet
Uh,
Grind.
Radio. Jet Grind Radio was its initial English name for some reason.
And Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, like they're all games where it's kind of like it's really fun to be able to, oh wow, Pacific Challenge.
Yeah, as the pro goals, each pro has their own pro goal. We'll see at least a few of them. They're
Now
all
you have to
based on
graduate
something
college.
they've done in their
That was
skating
before
career. In 2000, Tony risked it all when he made a roof-to-roof gap 7 stories high. 8 months later, he followed that up with a McTwist over an 18-foot gap and an incredible 24-foot frontside air.
Man, that ramp is huge. Are they really gonna move that
Good luck.
stuff any further out as you go?
How long ago was 2000 and when this game came out?
2 years.
Oh, okay. That's not so bad.
But yeah, the appeal of the skateboard games has always been to me that's kind of like, you know, in real life, you're sitting on a corner in a city and thinking to yourself, oh dude, it'd be really cool to grind between these buildings. I'm like, here's an environment where you can do that.
Do a barrel roll. Try a somersault.
Do a Madonna.
Classic skate game, Star Fox 64.
Can you imagine
Oh, fuck.
Slippy Pro Skater?
Flippy is professional nothing. Slippy was an
Slippy's
intern.
What? But imagine like the villain. Slippy's the villain from Underground. Like he'll steal your credit for his helicopter stunt.
Oh no!
We're
Yeah,
not talking
Eric
about
Sparrow is who
Slippy
you're
from
thinking.
Star Fox.
Yes, Slippathy.
We were talking about Slippy, but on the occasion that he became his own Pro Skater version.
Hmm.
You ever think about Slippy's Uncle Grippy?
I was about to say
No,
Five
no, I
Nights at
don't.
Freddy's.
Five
Huh?
Nights at Grippy.
It was the last Wii U game anyone ever played.
I don't think anyone played it.
Admittedly, animatronic, like Uncanny Valley Slippy does sound pretty terrifying.
Deeply.
Just imagining a new Star Fox where the reboot reveals that Slippy's like a Make-A-Wish kid that they just like that they allowed into the gang.
Falco hates him in specific.
I thought that was just Star Fox 64.
Yes. Fuck!
And the Wii U one.
Zero. And
Is that what it
Guard.
was called? Yeah, I guess it was called Star Fox Zero.
Is Star Fox Zero like the last big Nintendo franchise that didn't make it off the Wii U and onto the Switch?
It's unless you count Game and Wario.
Which nobody does.
I do, coward.
Game and Wario. Hey, you know those mini games you like? Well, what if they weren't mini games?
So if you were just playing as 9-Volt, trying not to get caught by your mom. Beloved
That was
character
actually
9-Volt.
fun. But the one that's like just flying that as the witch or whatever her name
Oh,
is.
so you're the one who actually played Game and Wario.
I actually played it, yes, and it was kind of like, wait, what are we doing here? Like,
Why
it was
are
a
we
bunch
here?
of cell phone games, but not micro games. It was weird.
WarioWare Incorporated, Mega Micro Games. Fuck. Which one of you schnooks took my rhyme book?
I kind of miss the Wii U, or at least some of the games on it.
Can't think of one I
Like-
actually missed. That wasn't ported
Um,
somewhere.
Well, I miss
Mario
like
Maker
the I
1.
miss the
Mario Maker 1,
implementations.
I enjoyed Mario Maker more on the Wii U than on the Switch.
Splatoon for me, honestly,
Oh, same.
because like being able to like some of the Wii U controller stuff you could do with Splatoon 1 was pretty fun.
Yeah, just being able to glance at a map and then immediately like tap, I'm going over there now.
Yeah. You can kind of I'm in that conspiracy that like they cut some stuff on the Breath of the Wild because like it wouldn't work on the Switch. I don't know how valid
I mean,
that
probably,
is,
but I also don't think that any of that sounds like a good idea.
well, if
Yeah,
it meant
practically everything involving the control of the animal dungeons, I would assume had more of a Wii U controller component to it. Like, just everything about that seems like it would be correct.
yeah, well, I think one thing they were showing on the Wii U for at least on a preview build at one point was that you could change your like inventory without pausing by using the Wii U controller.
No, yeah, that would make sense.
See, and to be honest, I kind of wish that was in Breath of the Wild, but
Yeah, no, that would make a lot of sense for a game that has such a bloated inventory as that.
I don't think that would make me like it more. I think that would just make me more frustrated when I was having to change inventory at an important point.
okay, but hear me out. What if Matt Wellman music was playing and it was like there was like it was like gothic maybe, and there was like a church you had to go into and it had 16 floors and it was the perfect level design according to some document.
Trying to figure out what you're making a reference to.
Diablo.
Oh, Diablo was always bad.
I know. I just
What if it was on
but
Wii U?
it would continue to be bad. Wasn't the Diablo 3 on Wii U?
No,
Oh, okay.
Nobody remembers what was on Wii U at this point.
I do. It was a pretty barren
Um,
system.
But there was like somebody leaked like the I don't know if it was a leak or whatever, but the original like design document of Diablo came out at one point and it like showed like the way the town was laid out and stuff, and the 16 floors and all of that, and there was like somebody took a caption up, did a post on it and had the caption of like the perfect design document or something, and then that got parodied.
Yeah,
as
one of
it
the
should.
most like deranged kind of brainworms that happens with canceled games is like this would have been the perfect thing.
Isn't that just a case study of Star Citizen?
I mean, that's for a game that is still claiming to be coming out. Ah, fuck.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, like, Chrono Trigger was and continues to be one of my favorite games, and there's obviously all the parts where there's obvious cut stuff, but also I very much, even at the time, admitted Chrono Trigger was probably about the exact right length for what it is. So, like, there were a solid few years where my brain couldn't reckon, oh, I want to play the cut stuff, also somehow making this game longer would make it better. Like... It's one of those things you have to learn. Like, wait a minute.
And then you play the DS content.
I was about to say, and then there was basically proof of that when the DS version came out.
Yeah, my brain immediately jumped to that.
Guess what? Giving it an extra, like, super long dungeon doesn't in any way make the game better.
Imagine that.
The new ending that confirms all of your wildest fandoms suck shit.
We have determined that Magus is Gil now. Why not?
That's what you people were complaining about, right?
He was already Gil, now he's Guile.
Something about Maggle?
McGill.
Magnus McGundle?
I like the idea of Magus traveling through time and creating increasingly stupid names. McGinnigle.
Magnus McGilded, Cosney McGundle.
Magus was never even a real name in the first place, buddy. More of a title.
Alf.
It just loops into Mr. Magoo at some point.
That's what the name of your cat. Magus is just proving exactly how he creates passwords for his own shooter.
It was
Alf
the cat's
29.
all along.
Alf 10,000.
I was about to say Alf 1200. Name my cat in the year that I existed.
Still
Ozzy
just thinking
Slash-
about my favorite Ace Attorney name, Cosney McGundle.
McGundle.
McGundle. McGundle!
Or
McGumball.
that list of the baseball players and which one had Sleeve McDickle?
Sleeve McDykel?
Sleeve
I
McDykel?
forget.
Yeah.
Sleeve McDykel is weirder when you're like, oh wait, someone probably saw Steve McMichael. Damn it! This isn't my fault.
Or is
Steve
it?
McMichael, Onsen Schwemme,
Bobson
Daryl
Dugnut.
Arkfeld, Anatoly Smorin, Ray Mixriff,
Warren?
Glenn Allen Nixon, Mario McQuallen, Raoul Chamberlain, Kevin
Chamberlain.
Nuggledney, Tony Smirk, Dustin Dugnett, Willie Dustus, Jerome Gride, Scott Durek, Shone Furcott, Dean Wesry, Mike Truck, Drake Portugal,
That's
I like
my
Mike
favorite
Trout.
one.
Neal, Carl Dandleton, Mike Cernandez, and Todd Bonzales.
And
Gonzalez.
where is that list from?
Bonzales.
What game?
What was that?
What game
game
is
is
that
it
from
from?
again?
Fighting Baseball.
Fighting Baseball.
Not to be confused with Bill Laimbeer's Combat Basketball.
I would never confuse that.
Confuse you.
I would.
Oh, I would, but I'm in denial.
Don't let me bully you.
I mean, I'll just make more bad puns. It'll be fine.
Fucking fuck.
Look, you're too far away to flip my board game tables, and I'll be fine.
We'll flip them through sheer rage and psychic energy.
Oh, is that why the pieces keep falling off the table?
Yeah.
That is how it works.
The horrible inconvenience of having to make sure I don't
Why?
run over a piece when I get up to pick it up from the floor. You ever have that happen where you are playing any of those games and you drop one of those little tiny fragile
never.
cardboard pieces? You just pray that your chair doesn't crush it.
I would never.
Not intentionally, just you worry that it happens.
I would never.
Oh, okay.
Part of
I'm
I would
just an
never, didn't
outlier
you
then.
understand? Ow, fuck.
Count on how many Tony Hawks have been killed.
Tony Hawk has died 1,000 times and will die 1,000 more times for your sins. Fuck!
Right, that's why they call it Christ Air.
That is why they call it that. Ah, ha ha! You set a new record. You got $1,200. Do you want to save now? No.
Yes.
Congratulations, your challenge is complete. Newer, hardcore goals have been enabled in every level. Look for the new guys with red arrows. They're worth extra cash. Good luck.
$1,200 is like 6 trips to London in Tony Hawkiverse.
It's more like 5.
Yeah,
Stuff
yeah.
done on vert with obstacles, raising bars, and things like that. And
Hey, check it
one
out. That's a pretty
that
impressive
I
transfer.
explored was doing a channel and seeing how
Oh
big
yeah,
the
you get
channel
to
could
you
go.
get to
So
see the
put
trick
these
now.
ramps next to each other,
Yep.
and each one had a 6-foot section that would break away.
I mean,
so the gap
admittedly,
started at
that
12
is pretty.
feet with a bridge of death
That
across
is
it,
pretty
and I
sick,
tested
though.
that out to
Oh
see
yeah,
how-
absolutely.
And then we broke away a 6-foot section, and then it became 18 feet.
I mean, that is the thing. You take it for granted when you're like, playing
When
the
I'm
game
video
for
game man
hours.
that can slam my head into everything and survive.
Yeah, exactly.
Then all you
Tony
gotta
Hawk
do is
can't
just take a look at
pause and
the.
restart.
And then you see this shit, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and then it's like human achievement.
Took a few tries, but that was the scariest part. Was trying to do fronted air. It was fun. I learned a lot from it. I actually would like to try.
Oh god.
In a different configuration.
Should be dead.
There you go.
To be a pro skateboarder today is different than it was. I think you have to put a lot
Featuring
more effort into
Snapple.
it. There's so many pros now
Yeah.
that to be noticed.
I mean, in a weird way, some of these paid promotions are like the biggest payoffs in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
We're still seeing them like, 20 years later.
Wait, why is that on fire? No, Tony.
I still can't believe that Snapple Apple is pear extract.
Listen, that's what they don't tell you. That's the light.
You
That's
learn
the
something
trick.
terrible. The way they were doing like a slow-mo on him just standing there, it seemed like they were gonna like throw up like the years of his life. It's like, no, he's fine.
Fuck up.
In memory of Tony Hawk. I'm still okay.
Jonathan. He's still alive.
Can't believe this juice would lie to me.
I go for some juice. Juice me up.
Just the juice slide to you. That the reason
The juice is loose.
What was that? 411vm.com.
Are you ready to? Are you ready to check what that is?
I am on it. Oh,
Okay,
it's
I'm
still
gonna go to the
skateboarding.
zoo because I don't want to do more London. 'Cause God, fuck London. This is the last main level of the game. It's more fun than fucking London. Fuck London.
Skateboarding.com wants to show notification.
Ah,
Block.
You know what would be funny? You should do a hard
It's
flip and a heel
Trans
flip,
World
but-
Skateboarding, which I assume is not what I'm immediately thinking it is.
it is in fact not what you were immediately thinking of.
Also, I don't know if it's me or not, but going to 411vm.com gives me an ad for discover the joy of home care in your state. With like, a guy.
Your state here.
Yeah, like the assumption is that if you're going to a website from a Tony Hawk game, you need like in-home nursing.
life insurance policies start advertising suddenly.
Exactly.
Fuck you, Kenny the Koala. Piece of shit. Yeah, I would probably not do every goal in these last couple levels. I might do all of them in the zoo. This is pretty easy, but London can go fuck itself. But I'll probably do
appreciate all
some more of the
these
pro
lines
goals
that they
with the.
In-game or IRL?
What's that?
London. In-game or IRL?
In-game.
Can it go fuck itself?
Did they eventually find a way to have the queen give you like a task to do?
They did not.
Like,
They were
I
cowards.
know, grind on the bench.
Boy!
Or she could be a playable character.
They were cowards. They didn't do that.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't even have to like license the real likeness. Like they could have just had the queen. It's just like a woman in a crown and robe.
There'd probably be some like shenanigans legally, even with that.
Yeah. They love their queen.
I just like the idea of the entire United Kingdom like boycotting Tony Hawk because they made fun of the queen.
Boy, you made fun of the queen.
She's alright monarch, she is. A new skateboarder propelled entirely by their own farts. The queen.
Hey. Where's the K? Oh, there. Over here. Past the hippo enclosure. Ow.
Transferred your spine somewhere.
Fine,
Water
you
bad,
walk it
but
off.
how do we feel about hippos?
Anti-hippo. Dreadful beasts. Nature's monsters.
You know, this is a much cooler stage than London.
Yeah, there's animals in it. You can get marauded by big cats.
You can, like, grind on a palm tree.
You can get killed by a mountain lion.
When animals attack.
There we go.
Once again, we got problems with
Monkeys.
Monkey?
Gay.
Gay monkeys?
I said skay, not gay.
Most
We can't
monkeys
speak
are
to the
gay, we don't really
monkeys.
talk about that.
They may have opinions. Who can say? It's a fucked up world out there.
The entire reason Mojo Jojo and Powerpuff Girls was always pissed off all the time was because he was straight, and he was like the only straight monkey. He had opinions about that.
Okay, try this one. Start a run from up here on top of the...
Damn it.
Ah, so close. Grind that elephant.
That's illegal. Have some standards.
Is this supposed to be a particular zoo, or is this just the zoo?
It is, like, based on the fucking... I think there might be some accents indicating it might be an Australian zoo, but... And the fact
Yeah,
that its mascot is Kenny the koala.
I mean, if I had a zoo, I'd have a koala mascot. I'm not
Because
even
you,
off
that's
koala.
because you lionize the cretinous and gluttonous koala.
Koalas just have so many problems. You have to like respect them.
They just
Oh, there's
look
no
around for
telling what she'll
respect all
do
of a
if I
sudden.
skate too close to her head. Let's see what happens. We're doing this, motherfuckers. Damn it. I'm gonna maraud the fuck out of this elephant. Soon as I can get up on top of this thing so that I can skate near its head.
We're committing crimes today on Tony Hawk.
We've committed a lot of crimes on Tony Hawk in general. I have a plan. It's a dumb plan, but that's never stopped it from working.
Like, I mean, I think it's with the delay, but I have a plan as Tony Hawk was like flipping off of his own back. I have a plan. It's okay. It's okay. I'm drunk.
Damn it. I had plans. They were good ones, and then I was betrayed. Now. Go, go, go!
Elephant hop.
Elephant.
Get fucked, buddy.
Yeah. We can get in the zoo.
Is this the plot of one of the Jurassic Park movies?
Yes.
Can you skateboard around Jurassic Park? That'd be so round.
Fanboy, who has mod powers on here?
No one. I trust no one and they trust me.
Look, if we're
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
have
are
to
you
find
talking
more
about
followers, we know where to find them.
Yeah. But only if you're moved to space.
Move the space.
Oh, fuck.
Man.
What if I don't remove the space?
Well,
Then you just go nowhere. You don't get any
Don't wanna
followers.
go
Keep
outside
that
'cause
secret
I
between
might
yourself and
have
God.
a day.
You'll never be viral.
I don't
no,
wanna
suddenly you get
go
the good viewers if you
outside
do
'cause
that,
I
and not the
might
cheap
have a
viewers.
terrible day.
They keep the most like select viewers in like the off-site sections.
Is the cheap like referencing the viewers themselves? Like, not that you get these viewers for cheap, but that the viewers are themselves cheap?
Viewers are themselves
Yeah.
unwilling to purchase product.
They make like low class comments in your like they just like everything you say just type out lol.
They only speak in like emotes, but especially emotes of like of Twitch channels that you really wish that didn't exist.
It's an unsettling number of white supremacist Twitch emotes.
Yep. Don't forget the conspiracy theorist ones too.
Those are the same ones.
Smiley. Why does your smiley have a hood?
How am I even supposed to tell it's smiling? This can't go on. I must inform now. There we go.
We here at Even Worse Streams want to say that even if you are a low quality viewer, we appreciate watching.
Listen, we don't appreciate you if you're somehow a white supremacist. If you are, what the fuck are you doing here? Go fuck yourself.
Or Nazi. We very much not like that, but if all you can do is say lol and then post an emoji, it's okay.
Nazi punks fuck off, as my rules clearly state.
What about lol, lamau?
That's fine.
Okay.
I feel like
what if a Kappa
has
face
become-
followed it though?
I mean,
like
then you're on the
Lamau has
cusp, but
become
I can't
lost.
prove anything.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Chrome,
Hey,
the
thanks a
kids
lot.
these days say LMAO.
What?
Lamo.
I said, do the kids say today LMAO?
I
Yes.
noticed like on Lamau has definitely spanned across generations.
I don't wanna go.
Rafflecopter has
outside
thankfully crashed.
'cause I might have
It's like it
There were
depends.
no survivors in the Rafflecopter.
no alarm blend present.
I feel like
Depends,
Rafflecopter was
but
ironic from its first moment.
I wouldn't go that far. I saw many unironic Rafflecopters.
Fair.
Sorry, we interrupted Chrome.
Yeah, that was pretty rude of us.
It's like it depends, like who I'm speaking to, what type of like how they like articulate like laughter over text. Some people just do like a key smash. Other people are like they just type out like hee 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 or.
I will say when I was in high school, I lamented the existence of LOL because I thought it was stupid. I was definitely a hee person. I didn't understand the concept of an acronym that was basically just as long as saying haha.
Damn it.
Think about the years of typing lol though, and how many letters you saved over that time.
I just like the fact that I was a teenager and I thought I existed in a world where like conserving letters would somehow make the world better. No, that isn't better.
Go outside 'cause I might have a terrible day and get out. I don't want
God, I
to go.
might still be using the same keyboard on my computer upstairs as I did when I was literally a teenager.
Same. I'm using the
trying to
same
think.
keyboard now.
Yeah, well, because all I've ever done is when I replaced the computer, it's like, oh, I still like this keyboard, so I'm just going to hook it up to the new one.
Does the motherboard have a keyboard disk socket? Yes. Okay, same keyboard. Hasn't broken yet.
Exactly.
Right on, that was seriously the best run I've seen, and I am lying right to your face.
Weirdly enough, same with my speakers, of all things. Surprised they held up as long as they have. Not my headphones, though. My headphones have, like, died so many times.
Send them to hell.
Headphones, I started buying crap headphones just because they died so often that it was like, well, at
It
least
is
I
not
only
worth
paid
paying
$5
for nice ones. They will be dead before I can love them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, you know what is a piece of, like, old hardware I have that's just, like, I'm still surprised still works is, my fucking iPod.
Oh, you know, amusingly enough, my friend for his daughter's 12th birthday, he loaded up an iPod mini and gave it to her, like, loaded with the songs that she likes. And it was, I mean, how old were the iPod minis?
When was this?
And she's very excited.
When did this happen?
iPod Mini, that was the second model of iPod, wasn't it? Or the second
Yeah.
form factor.
They got
When did this
replaced
happen?
by
Like,
the Nano.
Yeah, this was distinctly the mini.
Apple in those days had a reputation for very durable hardware.
Yeah. I actually probably should, like, back up half the songs on there, because I don't know if I have it on any other piece of media I own right now. Or piece of hardware.
You haven't been religiously carrying the same MP3 forward since 1997 on various backup drives?
I really should do that, yeah. Well, in the 90s, I still had a bunch of CDs, and I wasn't too concerned about disc rot back then.
Yeah, I definitely came from the good old days of, like, Napster, wherein you had, like, a 30% chance of downloading the song you actually wanted, and not some random crap that had been
And not
mislabeled.
something that said it was Weird Al for some reason.
Exactly. Weird Al lick my nuts.mp3.
I
That's
don't
not a
think
Weird
that
Al
Weird Al would
song.
sing about Grandpa being a porn star, but
So just
like
back in the day, since it was so hard to get an MP3 in the first place, I treasured them and kept them.
Wait, what time period are we talking about here?
the
1
Napster
second, I
era,
should be
about
able to date
2000.
it just by looking
Yeah,
at the
Napster was
MP3.
pretty... I mean, Napster was a pretty small time frame, just because it got shut down pretty quickly, right?
Yeah,
Relatively.
I feel like in 1999, I'm dating myself here.
Back in the 90s, I was in a very famous
The success rate was a lot higher, but maybe that was also because like, I don't know if it did like proximity searching, and I was in a college dorm, so maybe. How about that?
Yeah, I was definitely still on dial-up, but I was complaining about this. Yeah, I'm looking at one of my older MP3s, either 1999 or 2000. I'm looking at one that I know I distinctly did not know I did not own the album to, which would be Aqua's Barbie Girl.
I'm a Barbie guy in a
It has
Barbie
an
world.
original date
Nothing
created of
plastic.
October 7th,
It's
2020.
fantastic. You can brush my hair.
Here we go. Here is literally the first MP3 I ever downloaded. And let me see if it has a date attached to it. It has an original date of January 25th, 2000.
Hell yeah.
So that is officially 25 years old. And does anybody want to guess what the first MP3 I ever downloaded was?
Was it Weird Al?
No, it was not Weird Al. It was a song that I absolutely, under no circumstances, knew I was not buying the album. So that's your hint.
Break shit.
There are 5 penguins.
Nope.
Well, now I'm ashamed of you.
Something.
I will give
What
you
year
a
was this
additional
again?
hint that I believe it was recently, like, cover stolen, if memory serves.
Steal this album.
But the answer is Eiffel 65's Blue.
Oh, I'm blue. Dabu dee, dabu die.
Oh, the Capture the Flag music video song.
Dabu dee, dabu die, dabu dee, dabu die, dabu
I never
dee.
got into file sharing until BitTorrent, but the first song that I downloaded was the from RT High School theme song.
Nice.
That's fair choice.
An excellent choice. Yeah, Napster only exists for a short while, but I distinctly remember the age of Kazaa. To date and also nerd myself, I would, on dial-up, spend literal days downloading episodes of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
In the not too distant past.
600 megabyte versions of an hour-and-a-half long TV show.
I don't have
Yeah, that would take days.
have anything
Longer than that, actually, wouldn't it?
2003, and I'm wondering if that's because, like, when I copied shit over from one computer to the next, like, it didn't preserve.
Well, I mean, technically what I'm looking at, for instance, that Eiffel 64 MP3...
Eiffel 64?
It's 65.
It shows the date created as roughly when the computer I'm on was set up, which was 2022. And then it says date modified January 25th, 2020.
Fascinating.
So it was modified approximately 22 years before it was created.
I didn't
I
know
assume
that
you
one.
meant January 2000 instead of 2020.
Oh, excuse me, yes. January 25, 2000. At 2:50 p.m. And also, while I'm ratting out my previous sins, I will also state that almost all of my MP3s initially were downloaded while I was at my after-school job.
Incredible. You're fired.
That's going to be falling.
Where is the last of the penguin? The penguini.
A single unit of penguin.
A penguin.
Pingu.
Oh, Pingu? Tux? Tux!
Huh?
Beloved Linux penguin Tux?
Oh.
True sign of quality.
I didn't know his name.
Awful creature Tux. Sin against God Tux.
I mean, most Linux builds are a sin against God. I'm not gonna lie.
I always thought they were more of in the attack and dethrone God territory.
They're pretty bad at it because most of the time your Linux build fucks itself up. It's not gonna even attack and dethrone Windows.
Yeah.
Play sound. You
Let's all talk about
computer.
the PS2 build of Linux.
That was the thing. What wasn't there like a Dreamcast version or something?
I'm not sure if that one was official. There was an absolutely official, like, buy this from Sony Linux build for PS2.
That's amazing.
I did not know that. Only about PS3.
Yep, there was a PS2 one as well. The PS2 with its 32 whole megabytes of RAM was not actually well suited to doing essentially any desktop computer task.
I mean, and on the other hand, how much worse is just Wave's entire hand at this architecture of PS3?
I mean, like, it was also, like, at least capable of outputting a resolution you might want to use a computer at, which accounts for something.
But it was PowerPC at a time when you couldn't get Flash running on a PowerPC Linux, or so you couldn't watch
God has
Homestar Runner
abandoned
with
you.
it.
Ready to try my special trick? It's
I'm ready
You
to
couldn't watch
try this
YouTube with
special
it.
trick.
So sit down air is just like a fireball motion?
I know this due to trying to install Linux on a PowerPC PowerBook.
Oh, that's rough. Someone suffered.
Yes.
Crocky, help me! If you can get in here and do a big combo.
I love getting in here and doing a big combo. Please don't kill me.
Important answers and questions.
That was a close
We helped the lion tamer by just releasing the lions into the general populace.
I mean, presumably he'll just tame them elsewhere.
I don't feel like that's true. I feel like you're making excuses for the lion tamer.
I mean,
Just being catty.
your job.
We're gonna make a save, and then I'm gonna try showing off some of the other pro goals. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. For what?
Whoa.
Now loaded.
For Wii U and 3DS.
Oh,
I'm right here.
this is Bob's Burnquist. An important Bob, as the Bob of Emergency has taught us, but we're gonna see his pro goal,
I
which is
still
in
need
the
to
zoo.
finish watching that.
That was released like 4 years ago. You've had time.
Yes, I have. I'm very
But
slow
I
about
recommend
catching
it,
up
it's
to my
pretty
video backlog. I mean, yeah, I'm a fan of what I've seen of
Fanboys is
Fanboy
great.
stuff. Mostly football. What was it? 17,776.
Yeah, 1776.
I still have. Isn't there a sequel to that?
Yes, forget what its name is.
Yeah. Is it any good?
Yeah.
Okay, I should watch that.
Like 20001
Whatever.
or something.
Something like that. Loop challenge, trick 1. Oh, fuck. Bob Burnquist died.
It would be kind of funny if they made a new Tony Hawk game and Tony Hawk was the only character that was invincible. You just played it as a different character. You
Everyone
wiped
else
out
is a
once,
roguelite.
like, well, they're in hospital for the next 2 weeks. You can play as Tony Hawk again if you want.
That sounds like Yoko Taro's premise for Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah. I mean, I do have to say that was just basically every video game he's ever made. But still.
Yeah, that basically is just.
Yeah, he kind of only has the one trick.
Like, gradually things get worse. Although in that vein, I do think that they should make a Pokemon game where you can hunt something to extinction.
Why do you want that?
I mean, it's just like, you caught all of the Laprases. All of them. There aren't any more. You asshole.
That's not my fault.
You're just Sonicing over here.
Ow, ow.
Sonic never did that.
Are you zooming around at the speed of sound?
Rolling around at the speed of sound. Fuck! Got places to go, gotta follow my
Long
rainbow.
nose?
Oh. Oh, Bobby's not coming back from that one.
I do like the meme where, like, what if Sonic was sad and it's like going at the speed of light means you only live in darkness.
What's to unpack?
We already have Shadow. Why do we need one of Sonic was sad?
Oh, fail, Shadow. Get fucked, buddy. Fuck. Don't take pictures of me when I'm dying. This doesn't represent me.
No matter how fast Sonic goes, he can't run away from his feelings.
Sonic's never had feelings.
That's why he can't run away from them.
Fuck!
That looks rather difficult.
Yeah, that's got its problem. I mean, it is the pro goal. Ow.
I think I remember a trick like this, and it was either 3 or this one, but I vaguely remember this kind, like, just the muscle memory deep in my psyche is just like screaming at me.
We all need is like our brains screaming at us.
We know about each other.
Wait, we do need that or don't need that?
I mean, you got options.
I too am one in a crowd and paranoid of every sound. Ow.
How fast do you have to be going on a skateboard to, like,
Don't worry about it.
become a roller coaster?
Jump beforehand and then
Various teeth on the ramp as he slides around. It's okay, I'm good.
oh, I'm dead.
Visit him in the hospital. Press X to skate around the hospital. Oh my god, that should be the final Tony Hawk stage. Tony Hawk skating around a hospital where there's like 1,000 versions of himself that quantumly did not survive any of the tricks.
Like that idea that Miyamoto had about like visiting all the people you shot in GoldenEye in the hospital.
Yes, exactly.
Tony Hawk Crash Kart Skater.
Oh, crash test dummies?
I think I got the terminology right. The Crash Kart is, you know, that thing? Like,
No, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I know what that thing is.
Sorry, I didn't play along properly.
Don't worry about it.
For the people at home who didn't know what that was.
It's this thing where it has stuff.
Did not apologize to me for being for me being an asshole.
Oh no, I'm apologizing for not being an asshole back.
I'm just saying you shouldn't be apologizing. I'm not taking no for
sorry.
an answer.
Sorry.
God damn it. I've been diddled again.
We're back where we started.
That's called closing the loop.
This is what you're trying to do right now. Even further now.
Ow, 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 ow.
I have the sound muted, but is there like a loud crunching noise every time that happens?
Or just like a, ah!
That would be a good reason to have the sound muted.
Okay, so it's just a samba flip that I'm getting fucked over by. Oh, well, now I did it.
Yay.
I set a new record.
Yay, Bob. You
It's
got
Bobithan
$1,200.
Burnkus.
You saved the Bob emergency.
Bob Burnquist.
Look at that shit. Look at them loops.
From the ramp, a bar, grind the bar, land on the roll, do the loop, and then have a quarter pipe and do something else on the quarter pipe. If I could do that, I was happy. From there, I was kind of like, well, that's kind of, I mean, I know I can do the loop, and I know I can do the bar thing, and those were all things that I had already done, so I felt like I needed to do something else. I was really trying to think.
Failing on that would have to suck.
Oh,
So
you'd just fucking die.
Yeah.
Like, rip your neck.
Yeah.
Thought that maybe it was possible to open up a gap in the loop and do an air.
Yeah, I am genuinely curious what this kind of nonsense feels like.
I can't believe what I just got myself into. I'm gonna have to. I mean, there's like all these people there, and I had to do it. So I was forced into doing it switch frontside air.
Or I guess you would just do that.
I was about to say, you just become the first person to say, nope, this is physically impossible. Bob, we're telling you, you can do it. Just try.
I've closed it, sealed it.
That is pretty disgusting, though. Like in a good way. Like that's just. That's an impressive damn trick.
It's radical.
Yeah.
Skatical. I think I'll do one more pro goal. I want to show off, maybe Rodney Mullins, because I think it kind of goes over like the nightmarish number of tricks that man invented. Like you shout to do a kickflip at him, and you were shouting at the inventor of the kickflip, do a kickflip.
The inventor of the kickflip sounds like such a I made this up to put on my resume type of thing.
And yet, Rodney Mullen, real man.
It says here you invented the kickflip. It's like, yeah, no, I did. Nobody did that before me.
Yeah, no one did. It's all Rodney. Where's Rodney? Where's Rodney? I also consider that time that I ruined Outer Heaven by putting nothing but fucking Rodney Dangerfield media on there.
Where is Rodney?
There's Where's Rodney, there was Rappin' Rodney, there was Rover Dangerfield.
Oh my god.
Perhaps it is Outer Heaven that gets no respect.
Outer Heaven deserves no respect.
What about Caddyshack? Did that make it on?
No, because it was just one movie, and that movie was Rover Dangerfield.
Okay.
For maximum hate. Oh, also I should grab some things. Gonna buy both of the hidden levels. Heat 1. Gorilla mode, kid mode, big head mode. Yeah, a bunch of cheats purchasable. Secret Skater. Hot chick available at 100,000 total cash. Living up to all of the thoughts that one would have about a video game from 2002. Kona. Real skate park since closed down.
Kona, USA.
Woohoo! Trick inventions. Chances are any trick you can do, Rodney invented. For nearly 2 decades, Rodney's been devising groundbreaking tricks like the impossible Casper and Dark Slide from freestyle to street skating.
Hey Rodney, you've invented a ton of tricks over the years. Can you still remember them all? Hit all the tricks.
He's invented those too, weirdly enough.
Yeah. Kick flip, heel flip, impossible, and semi flip.
That's Tony Hawk's face model? Okay.
Ow.
You do it without dying, Rodney?
No, I cannot.
The idea of Rodney being challenged to remember all the tricks he invented. It's like, I have suffered a lot of head trauma. Why are you asking me of this? I'm not even wearing a helmet anymore. I have nothing to live for.
Double kick flip, double heel flip, finger flip, air walk, 360 flip.
I feel like 360 flip kind of writes itself. Not gonna lie.
That's not what a it's not the thing you're thinking of. God, I forgot there's up square and up square are different tricks. Let's get into a nice half pipe. It's not this hell.
He invented the barrel roll because that was slippy.
That was peppy.
No, he's just the one that's excited to see everybody do one.
Okay, now we get the cool flatland tricks. Casper flip, anti-Casper, handstand, hand flip. Oh.
Okay, you can't invent the Casper and the anti-Casper. One of them is just like... You can't invent the sun and just be like, look, I made dark.
I'll fight you.
Alternatively, you could just invent both at once.
Would they cancel out with a large explosion?
Look, I invented bang!
Quantum physics makes
Oh.
more sense than the Caspers.
Also invented the handstand. What are we doing here?
Okay, let's look at Rodney.
You got $1,200 for remembering that thing you could do.
Rail.
He also invented khaki pants. Who
Hey, I'm
knew?
Rodney. I got sucked into skating at a pretty early age. These are the best spots in my town, so I got pretty good at flat ground. I never really fit into team sports.
Profoundly 80s, man.
I just like to do my own thing.
Growing up on the farm,
Led me to make up a bunch of stuff.
Rodney dreamed one day of doing a kickflip.
You fucking... you fucking show some respect for the man you just saw do a one-handed handstand into like a rail slide. Look at this shit.
This guy is amazing. It's just, you know, he invented the anti-Casper.
Dark slide. I love the dark slide.
Be afraid if you were the skateboard of this man.
They had
And
Rodney.
again, he is wearing a helmet.
They had Rodney Mullen do like the motion capture when they started doing motion capture with Tony Hawk's Project 8, which is extremely funny because it means that like all the like side characters in Tony Hawk's Project 8 are just doing this shit all the time.
Perfect.
Wolverine can do a kickflip.
Like, oh, we're just gonna start doing like an anti-Casper flip. Sure. I have nothing else to do. I will be doing a handstand now.
Oh, so did he marry his camera person? Because, like his entire life has been documented.
He has been determined to make sure that he can like slide around on every surface of his board, wheels or otherwise. Look at that primo
And
slide.
that his board will
I was gonna
slide
say,
around
did
as
I try
well.
this yet? Okay, do we name this?
That when you're sliding on the side of your board, that is not something he invented, and actually has the name Primo Slide.
He started calling it the Rodney Slide until somebody told him Rodney.
He didn't need to bother. The Primo Slide is named after its inventor. I forget what his full
Edward
name
H.
is,
Slide.
but he did go by Primo. Okay, that's about as much Jonathan Hawk as I need right now. We will mop up what I feel like doing left of Tony Hawk for next stream, with probably some more pro goals and the 2 bonus levels that aren't very fun most of the time.
Hooray!
Yeah, yay.
The stream was in memory of Bobson Dugnut.